What's up, beautiful besties? Welcome back to Turning Tides Tarot. My name is Alishia. Thank you all so very much for tuning in here with me. I hope you all are having a lovely day or evening whenever it is you tune into this message. I'm taking a request here. It's been a really long time since I've done any sort of twin flame update, and I've had a couple private requests come through to me, so I'm here doing that. And if you have any requests for readings, you can go ahead and pop them down to into the comments below. I'm always open to see what kind of messages you all are looking for. So yeah, this is just going to be like a twin flame update. I'm going to pull some energy for the divine masculine. I'm going to pull some energy for the feminine, and then we'll see what energy is coming between the two of you at the moment, and just kind of go from there. Okay, so let's ring the sound bowl, we'll call on spirit, and we will get the party started. Now, of course, y'all, this is general, and we're reading on the strongest collective of twin flames in our collective. Okay, so whatever, yeah, I mean, it's up to you to place the messages if they fit, if they don't, for you and your particular journey. Maybe we'll get another one and over the next coming days. Okay, so let's do the thing here. Okay. All right, I'm calling on spirit with so much love and so much gratitude. I ask for divine guidance as I interpret these messages. May they help us all on our journey towards our highest and greatest good. I'm asking for love, joy, peace, abundance, and protection for myself, for you, and for all beings on the planet at this time. Thank you so much, Spirit. All right, if you notice my voice is sounding a little bit different, y'all, that is because I've been doing a lot of readings, trying to catch up with the personals. Also, I have been trying to fight a cold that my son has. And so send all of your best home remedies if you feel like helping a girl out. I'm in the middle of fighting it right now. Oh, goodness. Okay, you know what? Let's start. We have Goddess of the Moon, right? I love this energy, and it totally tracks for anyone who is on this twin flame journey. When I see this, it is speaking to the divine feminine energy, and specifically to how the masculine it views the divine feminine. Okay, now this is a combination for me of the Empress and the High Priestess. So right now, divine feminine, there is an extremely mysterious quality around you. You may be picking up on intuitive messages or on messages over, I don't know, telepathic, I would have to say, messages between yourself and your twin. So just putting this out here, I do feel like you are very much connected and in tune with yourself, your spiritual journey, and your intuition. Okay, so that's just kind of covering this whole reading. Now, the way I do these kinds of readings, the twin flame update, is I see this side as being the masculine, this being the feminine, and the energy between the two of you right now. And unfortunately, we have deceit, okay? So we will get to that in a moment. But here on the masculine side, it's kind of interesting. We have them really thinking about a strategy, okay? Obviously, it's self-explanatory, but they are in their head. Of course, we do have them over here thinking about you, how magical you are, but also I feel like, they're kind of at the drawing board. Now, I do see this is like a journal or a log, okay? It says journal log, and then we've got the quill here for writing. They may be physically writing out a plan, or they could just be thinking about it, but some of them are writing out a list of things that they need to do, like a checklist. And we'll see why they're doing this in a moment. We're going to clarify with tarot, so don't go anywhere. And on the divine feminine side here, we have action. So Divine Feminine, you are taking action in your world. Maybe you have taken action towards a new project, a new goal. Maybe you are feeling called to take action towards your twin at the moment, right? But because we have the energy of deceit between the two of you at the moment, it means that y'all aren't really sharing the information, okay? They're not sharing their strategy on the Divine Masculine side. Divine Feminine, you're not really sharing the call to action, okay, or what you're doing behind the scenes, which does lend to this very mysterious quality about you at this time. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to tune into the energy here, and we'll pull out some tarot messages, starting with the Divine Masculine. Okay, Spirit, please show me what is going on when it comes to the strategy. What is the strategy that the Divine Masculine is cooking up in this particular collective? What is the strategy? What is the strategy that they're not, they're keeping quiet, right? We have the deceit energy. So what is that? What are they keeping quiet here? Oh my goodness. We have the Nine of Swords. We have the Three of Swords. And the Queen of Swords. Now the Nine of Swords the Nine of Swords really wanted to come up in the reverse, so I'll just take note of that. We also have here the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So the masculine is working on some kind of strategy. How do I get some sleep at night? How do I relieve this burden? How do I stop obsessing or stop panicking? Or how do I get out of my fear energy, my worrisome energy, my anxiety over the current situation? Now, with the Three of Cups, I don't always go straight to third-party situations, but in this particular collective, I'm going there because we have the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords will show up in a reading if the masculine here, if you're masculine, alongside the Three of Wands and the Three of Cups here, this is giving energy of some kind of breakup, some kind of divorce even, or some kind of argument, fight, or split between themselves and perhaps, I'm going to just say a karmic person. Now, your masculine may have been recently involved. You may know about it, you may not, with someone else along this journey. That could be why we have action on your side. We'll see, because you may have taken action in another direction, Divine Feminine, because of this current situation here with the masculine. Now, I do have to tell you that there has been some sort of break. Okay, there has been some kind of split here. And I do feel like it was something that happened to your masculine. Okay, I have to be very specific with what I'm picking up here energetically, because I feel like the karmic, especially if they were dealing with a karmic woman or a karmic feminine person, I feel like they were the ones to break off the relationship. Okay. This may not be something that you really want to hear, but it is what it is. Okay. The karmic was the one to split off from the masculine here. Now, I know you're probably wondering, I don't really want to hear about that. I don't really care about that. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. But it is coming up for a reason, because I feel like the masculine here is strategizing. Your masculine is strategizing on how they can move forward, and how they could perhaps move forward towards you. Okay. Now, why do I say towards you? It's because I have the goddess of the moon energy here overlooking the whole reading. So it tells me right away that they've been thinking about you. They've been wondering what you're doing. They've been wondering what you've been up to. They may even have been doing a little bit of sleuthing, spying, a little light cyber stalking, perhaps, to try to find out what your situation is. Okay. Now, with deceit, in between the two of you, let's not forget that they have not revealed this information to you just yet. And I feel like they want to. They want to let you know that it is over with their karmic person. But I don't feel like they want you to know something very specific about the nature of the split, like the karmic left them and the reasons why the karmic left them. Now, we all know with these twin flame journeys that we learn incredible lessons. We're meant to learn incredible lessons. And sometimes masculines and feminines will need to pursue other relationships outside of this connection in order to learn very important karmic lessons. That's where the karmic relationships come in, okay? So I try not to, I mean, it's really energy depending, but I try not to throw shade at the karmics because karmics are here for a purpose, right? They're here to teach us something. And we've all been a karmic for someone else, all right? So it doesn't really do us any good to be throwing shade at these individuals, okay? I have to tell you, this is straight up channeled. This is coming through straight up channeled, y'all. I feel that there was a lesson that I want to say that you tried to teach your masculine, or they were meant to learn from you, but they didn't. They ignored it. They maybe ran away or didn't want to face it, didn't want to believe it. They basically stuck their head in the sand. Okay, now this was probably something to do with their own willingness to emote, express, could be with them coming into alignment with their authentic selves, being, being true to themselves, being whatever the lesson was, okay? It could be different areas for different collectives, right? But generally, they were meant to learn this with you, and they didn't. So this masculine went seeking elsewhere, perhaps for something a little bit more, that saying, if I'm too much, then go find less. I feel like they tried to go find less. Now, I know that sounds like I'm throwing shade at the karmic, but the masculine didn't realize what they were getting into. I feel like the same issues that you have had with the masculine have now come into play in their karmic relationship. And the karmic has seen the same things. The karmic has argued the same points, let's say, that you have. So y'all have the same bone to pick with the divine masculine in this collective. And when the karmic stated or put down their boundaries or walked away from this connection, they stated some of the same things that you have stated to your masculine here in the past. Okay, I do definitely feel like there is a huge gap between the two of you at the moment. There maybe hasn't been a lot of communication, if any, because I do see that you have moved away from them. Now, what does this have to do with the strategy? I feel like they are really wanting to come back and communicate. Why? Because during this moment of separation, first of all, between the two of you, where they tried to bury their head in the sand about some of the issues, about some of the things that maybe came up through triggers or the mirroring effect that happens with the twins here, those lessons they tried to ignore have come back around. So now this time, coming from the karmic, it's like, okay, well, I thought that this would be an easier relationship or an easier time, an easier situation. I wouldn't have to deal with someone maybe questioning my whatever, anything. Just, I don't really know exactly. Okay, I can ask, but at the moment I don't. Spirit's not giving me that detail. But I can tell you that they have been now forced to kind of, okay, so it's not just divine feminine who's putting these quote unquote demands upon me that I grow, that I change. It's pretty much everyone, they're kind of, because of the reaction that they've received or the separation that's happened here between themselves and the karmic, it's like you are no longer the isolated opinion. Like it's like they're getting more feedback. It's not that they believe them more than you. It's just that they've had multiple reviews now. Okay. So they're looking at it like, okay, this keeps happening, right? This keeps happening to me, and I need to find a way forward. I need to find a way out of this. So I feel like that's currently what is going on with the masculine. Now, we want to know why. Why are they now starting to reflect and look at some of their patterns or some of the things that they just, they're not doing right, okay? How they're showing up or not showing up in relationships. Okay, because at the end of the day, they really truly desire that bond, that depth of connection, that moment where they feel settled, where they feel loved, where they feel in connection. They're craving that connection, okay? They're craving their forever person. They want that happily ever after, okay? And they felt like they were it felt like they were taking a shortcut. They felt that they could have that happiness here with someone else. And now that it hasn't worked out with that karmic individual, okay, it's not like they're seeing you as the backup plan. They're seeing you as you have always been the one that they have ultimately thought of or wanted to be with, or they thought of you as being the ultimate person because of that connection that y'all share. It's unbeatable. It's unbreakable. I mean, you are the one. But they felt that they could get away like a shortcut with not doing the work, not making changes, and still end up with happiness. And they're starting to find out that that is not the case. Okay. So if they're going to have to look within and do some healing and do some work, that they might as well put the effort in and show you know what I mean? Like, I might as well do the work for the one that I actually want if I have to do the work anyway. All right. So it's a very interesting energy going on with the masculine. So I just kind of want to take a peek and see if there's anything else. One more card. Let's do one more card for the masculine on what what do they want? Like, okay, what do they want? And we'll go over to you, Divine Feminine, okay? Because right now this is all happening behind the scenes, and I feel there's a little bit of embarrassment. Yeah, they just want to work together, okay? So they want to come together. They want to work together. They want to put in some plans for the future. And at the bottom of the deck here, I have the World. So when we're doing a twin flame read, the World talks about union, because this is a learning, this is graduating, this is coming together, knowing the self, having been through, learning the lessons, completion. It talks about cycles, endings, new beginnings. It's all of those things. So in order for them to achieve a new beginning, perhaps, I mean, we haven't gotten to you yet, if this is what they really desire is union, then they will have to put in the work, okay? And they will have to do what is necessary, okay? So it's almost like, they tried to get away with doing things the easy way, but of course they aren't getting what it is that they truly desire, and they're getting the same feedback from the karmic relationships. Now, this could have happened more than once to them, and that's going to be I guess more of an individual thing that right? Like, it could have happened once, it could have happened 3 times, okay, to your divine masculine during this period of separation. They would have received the same feedback every time, okay? And the same outcomes with unsuccessful romantic relationships, all right? So let me just take a moment. I feel like I'm going to pull on another deck for the Divine Feminine. I just want to tune into what that is, and I shall return in a second. Okay, Divine Feminine, let's see what's going on over here with you, and what action have you been taking lately that you haven't been sharing with your Divine Masculine. So that's what this is over here. Okay, tell me about the Divine Feminine in this collective, please, Spirit. What action have they been taking? Okay, we have the 7 of Swords wanting to come out in the reverse, in the upright. It doesn't matter. It is you moving in secret, okay? You really aren't. It's not that you're outright lying, but you've decided to move in secret. You're not speaking. You're not telling anyone your plans. You're keeping things very, much to yourself. You may have decided to move in a completely different direction without even communicating where it is that you're going or that you're even leaving. You may have decided to just pull your energy back, absolutely, completely, no explanation, all right? So maybe you have gone ghost on your masculine. We have here the Fool. Yeah, you know what, Divine Feminine, you really are desiring a new beginning here, but I really like this energy for you, and I'll tell you why, because I just see the Queen of Pentacles, and this is all about a new journey for the self. You've taken action. You're on a new, let's say, solo journey. Some of you may have decided to go out and find a soulmate or something like that, but it doesn't necessarily have to do with romantic love right off the bat here. You're on a new journey of self-love, taking care of you, working on your glow up, working on your projects. You know, the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is very honest, very loyal, stable, committed to themselves, committed to their goals, committed to their families. Like you're just very much putting your own health, wealth, finances. Now, wealth can be your own abundance, in the spotlight right now. Okay, and you decided, okay, I've had enough of this. Especially, I mean, if there was a karmic situation going on, which in this collective it seems there was. And maybe even more than one, you would have been like, okay, I'm going to take what I have left here and I'm putting all of my energy on a new path and a new journey, and it is including self-love and just focusing on me and what I need, what makes me happy, and it comes from this. Look at the bottom of the deck, the Five of Pentacles. I feel like there was a point, Divine Feminine, where regardless of how you feel about this connection, whether or not you have that unconditional love, you may have released them with love, you may have said, you know what, I just can't anymore. You just come to a moment where you were sick and tired of being on the outside looking in when it comes to being a part of the divine masculines daily life or world. You're like, I don't need to be out here in the cold. I don't need to be feeling this way about my divine masculine, about anyone. It's time for me to just move on and take action, going in another direction. Okay, so it stems from, it stems from a moment of, like, obviously being hurt. Okay, obviously being hurt. Now with the Five of Pentacles, it's funny because I shuffled, these came out, and I still have the Five of Pentacles here. So you came to this moment where it's like, you know what, I'm not going to live my life with regret. I'm not wasting time. I deserve my own happiness. I deserve abundance, and I deserve a beautiful life partner, whether or not it's with my twin flame or not. I deserve to have love and wealth, health, abundance, all of the good things in my life. And I will be damned if I waste any more of my time sitting on the outside of someone else's story while they try to figure it out. Like, it's giving very powerful energy. It's giving very, very powerful energy here, Divine Feminine. So I want to put this here because I want it to be acknowledged that, we have two fives here. So Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles. Fives are challenges, but it also represents change that happens through challenge. So I feel like, you may have already been through the moment where you've maybe beat yourself up a little bit on time, maybe wasted, quote unquote. But of course, this experience here did kind of motivate you. Let's not lie it to ourselves, to get your own life together or be the star of your own movie, and not feel like you are on the outside waiting for someone to see you. You know what I mean? Well, they go off and do their thing. You're like, no. So what I see here, Divine Feminine, is you have taken massive action to put your life back on track, I want to say, and even better yourself. Like, you're on a mission for self-improvement, and just honestly, a lot of it came from a motivation. Now, some of you, and this, I mean, it's not wrong, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not judging, but some of you have literally been inspired by this. So you've been pushed to your breaking point with this whole situation, where you have had your aha moments, like, wait, I deserve so much better than this. Like, you could have learned some hefty lessons here in your own self-worth and value. And this whole situation may have been um, maybe some of the fire that you needed to go off and create something big and wonderful for yourself in your own life. Because I'm feeling very independent energy. I'm feeling very determined energy. And it's almost like divine feminine, it could have started, this whole transformation that you've been going through may have started off with you being like, oh yeah, well, I'll show you, you know? And so that was maybe the beginning, right? At the beginning times, like, oh, I'll show you what I'm capable of. And then who's going to be the one crying, you know? Like a little bit of a revenge fantasy here, I'm feeling. But that's okay. It's not. I don't feel like it's unhealthy where you're like trying to get at them in some kind of, underhanded way. But you're like, that's why you're moving very quietly. You're not telling them what's going on. They don't know what's happening, but you have been really determined to, for your own glow up. Okay. And it's really, I feel like divine feminine, it's working. It's working. But underneath that Five of Pentacles, when I put it down here, guess what showed up? The Three of Pentacles. Guess what showed up here? We have the Three of Pentacles on the masculine side too. And it's interesting because, as much as the two of you are in this moment of separation, you still are both wanting or willing to at least work together at some point, right? It doesn't have to be right now. It doesn't have to be even in this lifetime. I just feel like, because I see both of that working energy, I feel like divine feminine, if you knew what was going on with the masculine, if they do, there's a lot of ifs here, okay, right now, if they do end up learning some of these karmic lessons that they have, okay, I don't want to say they should have done earlier, because everything happens in divine timing. Who am I to judge? But if they do go ahead and learn what they need to learn, I do feel like divine feminine, you would be willing to work with them, okay, or work on the connection, or at least open up the doors for some kind of communication. Now, underneath that, we have the Hierophant. All right. I love this for just you in general, the Hierophant, okay? I just felt the need to pull that card because it was sitting there looking at me with the Hierophant. This is like, I feel, divine feminine, that you have and you always have been an influence, right? For your divine masculine, because oftentimes on these journeys, the feminine is a little bit further along than the masculine. Like, you do have more awareness. You maybe have studied a lot more, or you're more just in tune with your own spirituality, and you may be just, ahead of the game, right? So I feel like you have been, I want to say, living a life by example. Like, you've been leading by example on it, what you should be doing. Okay, so how do I say it? I feel like when the divine masculine looks at you and tries to suss out what you've been doing, I feel like they look at you like, man, I should be doing that too, okay? I should have been focusing on myself. I should have been working on improving myself. I should have been, focused on, just always becoming a better version of yourself. And I feel like divine feminine, that's something that you have been continuously doing, because you're doing the work. You're just in tune with your spirituality. But anyway, you have had a very positive influence, whether or not you can see it, whether or not you have had a positive influence on your divine masculine, okay? Even when they want to just tuck and run away, they still always see you as being the model or the ideal. Like, you're the one who's kind of inspiring or the catalyst for some kind of change within them. All right. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time exploring the deceit energy to see. I feel like actually it's pretty self-explanatory, but I will shuffle from a third deck to see if anything else wants to come out on that, to see if there's anything else that's been hidden, either by you or the masculine, or what is hidden. Okay, hold on. Okay, Spirit, what is the common energy? Why is deceit here other than the obvious? What else has not been, what else is being, I don't know, lied about or omitted? The Hierophant coming up again from another deck. At the end of the day here, what the two of you aren't communicating to one another, or even admitting, maybe even to yourselves, is that if you were, yeah, you're totally keeping this to yourselves, both of you. Okay, the Four of Pentacles here. The Two of Wands talks about decisions, but the Hierophant can speak to committed partnerships as well. The Hierophant can speak to a lot of things, but in this case, there's a desire to bring this relationship together. I mean, there is a desire, right? If the stars are aligned, right, on both sides here, the two of you would very much like to enter into a long-term committed partnership that might even involve a spiritual contract, like, or a physical contract, like a marriage. Okay, the Hierophant can represent marriage. So, and doing things quite traditionally, I feel like both of you have a desire to kind of, you know, find your forever person and get into that like settled down mode. On the masculine side, we have the Ten of Cups. On the feminine side, we have the Ten of Pentacles, and combine those two energies. It's like, be with the person I love for the rest of my life. Okay, at the Hierophant, and it's like, let's seal the deal with some kind of contract, right? Let's make the commitment. Let's get to the altar, that kind of a thing. So the secret desire that you both aren't communicating to one another, and maybe even lying to each other about, or lying to yourselves about. I mean, you know, try not to get too triggered at me saying that, but deep down, you both want the same thing at this moment, okay? And that is the message. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a love oracle here, just to kind of sprinkle some cherries on top of the reading. I will go into an extended for those of you who are interested in energy exchange. I always appreciate that. And we will go diving a little bit deeper into the divine masculine energy, because y'all know yourselves, and we've got mostly, our collective is mostly, our twin flame collective anyway, is about like 95% divine feminine. And that's why we always read for the divine feminine here. Okay, so what do we have? Healing. Okay, healing. So, and then at the bottom of the deck, we have embrace. So imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. And it was such a beautiful image, actually, if you want to look at that again. Okay. And then this one, embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. Okay. So there still is a desire on both sides to come together and for this to work out, you know. And of course there is. Y'all are, you know, twin souls. This is what you long for at a soul level. So it's still there. And I just want to dive a little bit deeper, like I stated. In the extended, we'll look at, you know, specifically what the divine masculine is thinking about when it comes to the divine feminine, specifically how they're feeling for the divine feminine right now in the moment, things that they want to say divine feminine, what energy are they in, you know, when it comes to divine feminine. So it'll be like just a peep into the world and checking in with where they are when it comes to you specifically. I'm going to leave the karmic out of it, but we may go ahead and look at what kind of lessons that they are learning, or if they're learning them or not, you know, and just, you know, more direct messages and intentions and all that good stuff too. So I'll drop a preview for those of you who are curious, and then for the rest of you, I will see you in the extended, or I will read for you another time. And don't forget, please, if you would interact with this reading at however you would like, however you feel called to, I so appreciate that. Liking, commenting, sharing, pretending to share, hitting that button, saving it to a playlist, whatever, anything, okay? It really does help the algorithm. It helps my readings pop up on your feed if you want to see more. It's very important that you engage with the video in some way. But yeah, I really truly appreciate it. And don't forget, okay, last thing before we part ways here, don't forget to pop your ideas down for collective readings only. We're not obviously going to read specific readings for YouTube, but if you're looking for more readings like for friendships or family or romance, divine feminine, divine masculine, spiritual messages, go ahead and, give your girl some suggestions. I'm totally open. All right. I'm sending you lots of love. Thank you for being a part of my day. And I am sending you all the brightest blessings in the world. Take care. Okay, my loves, welcome to the extended. Thank you so very much for your energy exchange. Thank you for all of your love and support for the work I do. It really means the world to me. Everyone who does join in for the extended will be entered into a draw for the month of December. I always forget to mention that, but you are included. And at the end of the month, I do draw a name for a free reading. Okay, so let's dive in and see what energy the divine masculine in this collective is in when it comes to their divine feminine. All right, we'll get all the goods here. What is the energy that they're currently in when it comes to their divine feminine? All right. Okay, strategy is to keep quiet for now. What is it? What energy? Okay. Enlightenment. Well, this is good news. With enlightenment, there is no separation. We recognize that we are one with the divine. So I feel like the divine masculine is not only just really kind of tapping into their own divinity. I feel like spirit is really working with them, and they're starting to wake up to some of the things that obviously they need to work on within themselves. And they do feel like, they're starting to see the depth of this connection. They're just overall, this is like spiritual awakening for them and becoming enlightened. Okay, so they are still feeling very much connected to you as well, divine feminine, regardless of the situation. Okay, regardless of the there's the recognition, regardless of the separation. Okay, so recognition. The divine will help you recognize signs and miracles, okay? So they're starting to see, how important this connection really is in their life to them. I feel like, I don't want to say that they didn't feel it before, but I feel like the signs and synchronicities have just been really, like, spirit's really been showing them all of the signs that they're probably, okay, I just heard they are hearing your name everywhere they go, whether it's like the grocery store, the post office. I mean, not the post office in Canada anyways, but anywhere they go, if they're like binge watching a show on Netflix or something, your name is coming up a lot, and you may not even have a super common name, and so it's like hitting them even harder. I'm hearing, like, very specifically, they're finding your name everywhere. Very interesting. Okay, so they're getting a lot of signs, synchronicities, and things like that, helping them to recognize, like, okay, I need to get back to my divine feminine. I need to get myself on track. I need to do the work. It's becoming very clear to them because, I mean, we're going to talk just quickly here about the karmic or karmics. For some of you, these masculines have been, obviously they're seeing a repetition. They're seeing patterns here, okay? So the signs are becoming clear. It's like, I'm not going to be able to even go the easy way or link up or anything with anyone else. They're giving me the same feedback, the same things I need to work on that divine feminine said that I needed to do. Okay, so it's becoming very obvious to them, okay? And you are the OG divine feminine. So like I said, I don't want anyone to feel like they are second choice, second pick. You were just the one that required more effort, okay? And so they wanted to take the easy way, but now they're seeing that, they need to put the effort in because they're just going in circles here, okay? They're going in circles here. So might as well put the effort in for the one that they actually feel the connection with, okay? Instead of trying to go the easy way. There is no easy way, not through these connections, that's for sure. Okay, so what other energy are they in when it comes to the Divine Feminine, please? And then we'll move on. Learn. Oh, good. Learn. All right. Let love show you how to learn from each other. And that did come up in, you know, our reading, talking about talking about how you have been leading by example. So they have been paying attention. You know, as much as you're keeping things to yourself, there is kind of, I mean, I don't want to say an open channel between the two of you, because Divine Feminine, you may have tried to even block access on a 5D level, or maybe, you know, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure, because some of you, I know some of you here have been like, you know, I've blocked access to my energy completely because it was too painful, it was too hurtful to see them doing what they were doing, and you wanted to focus on yourself. So that's okay to do that. But I do feel that no matter what, they have had some kind of insight, whether that, I mean, it could be through the signs and synchronicities, but it could be through dreams. It could be through, you know, tapping into their own intuition and just knowing what you're doing, or asking friends, or, you know, I do feel like they have been trying to figure out what it is you've been up to regardless. Okay, so let's move along, and we're going to get into their thoughts and their feelings, their intentions, what they want to say, what they're going to learn, if they're going to learn the lesson. Okay, that's important too, whether or not you can trust them, and just everything moving forward. All right, so I will see y'all there, or again in the next reading.
She said she'd only kill me if I drew the card of death. She said she'd only love me if I drew the card that wasn't in the deck. The card my finger touched, think I got my wish. You know for sure when it's all done. She said she was a beautiful wish.